Okay, so unfinished basement, a little bit messy. I'm kind of using this part to help straighten it out. Makes it a little easier, but I'll fish it down here, run it alongside its buddies down to the end. And that faucet, so right there, see a little, no shadow. So that's where that faucet is. It goes through that and then through more wall. And I want it to the left, so we'll end up with a wire in here. I think if I follow this, yeah, follow these right over this box, and then I'll run it past the box into this wall, and then straight there and drill some holes. It should pop right through. And when I get down to this end, I had this big old 60 amp for a different project that it took out. Replace it with this 20 amp right here. They just click in where they need to go. So I gotta find a spot to bring it down through the top so I can get my cover back on and be official. But essentially, you'll run, like, see this 220 right here, whatever the hell this is for, how they have the white and the black hooked in, and then the neutral is gonna, well, ground, whatever, protected earth will go on that bar with bare wire. Jackasses, this should have a piece of red tape around the end to signify that it's live and not neutral. Okie doke. Okay, yeah, plenty to work with, and we can just push the extra back into the basement. Yeah, well, camera battery's gonna die soon, so I'll get that charging. Essentially, we'll big long fuck off screws through here to hold that onto the drywall. Okay, compressor's here. The guy was super nice, helped me get into the garage. It's got a little bit of scuffing on the top from the paint, and the box was pushed in, but nothing looks damaged at all, so I am not worried about it in the moment. And just like I thought, I bought the wrong type of plug, so I'm gonna have to run to the store and get this type of outlet because I'm an idiot and I bought a 110. So yeah, I think get this unboxed all the way. It's supposed to be 200 something pounds, but I think a lot of that's the pallet. Yeah, super excited to have this thing ready. All right, so I was able to get around this mess of coax from 2 different cable companies, previous owners. We only have what's we use hooked up now. Got this pulled through up top, the free buddy, and we know we got to go to this guy. So yeah, right about there where my thumb's at, and then I can strip it further back to expose the neutral, and we'll put that up there. Well, not technically not neutral, but PE. Yep, all installed. So got that guy in place, black, white. When I go to the store to get the plug, I'll get some red tape, because any of these whites should have red tape around them. Yeah, so I'll probably just do, it looks like there's only those 3. One of them's mine, 2 are previous installs. So yeah, we'll at least correct it on this end, do the same thing on the other end for ours, and I'm not going to worry about chasing the others down. I got to the store and it's like, I know the shape. Apparently there's 2 different sizes, so I just bought each one because I didn't know how big this was. And look, oh, yep, it's the small one. So I'll be able to return this and get the $10 because I'll never need one this size. So same thing, super easy. It doesn't matter which goes on which side, really. Well, yeah, it doesn't, because they're each a different phase. Just there's no polarity. So we'll jam this thing back in there, get it all tied up, flip the breaker on, and then check the sound of the old one. Because with this at 0 psi, it should start. Should at least see how loud it used to be. All right, this is roughly halfway in between. It's just close enough for what we're worrying about, right? So 65-ish decibels with the fan on. This thing's not calibrated. So me talking, look at 55, 60, 65, conversation-ish. Okay, old compressor. Have to plug it in here or it'll explode. See if it even starts. This poor guy. Okay, so around 85, nearby 80s, 80-ish, whatever. I was going to take the regulator and stuff off this, but I'm going to put it at the road and might as well give them a fighting chance. All right, now the new one. Is it really quieter?
A lot smaller too.
Yeah, here's new. That's really quiet. They advertise 75, I think. If I get real close, it's like 80, but this meter's not calibrated. Over here, it's, yeah, this is way better. Yeah, so it's significantly quieter than that thing, and it starts without popping fuses. It doesn't smell funny, at least not yet, and it filled fast. So, well, that's it. So go out the road. Somebody else can deal with it. Hopefully they don't hurt themselves, but this thing's so much quieter. It's just going to be great to have around. I'm not going to have it on and recycling all night long, but I would imagine being brand new like this, it's going to hold pressure for quite some time, especially I haven't even plugged a hose into it yet. So yeah, and I'm going to leave that position, I think, because now I definitely have room to move that cabinet in and park the vacuum next to it. Okay, I'm going to do what a lot of people hate, and I'm going to use PEX for airline to get a reel on the ceiling so I can pull cord everywhere. And it's 50 feet, so it should reach everything I need to, including out in the driveway. And I've got another 100 feet with two 50-foot hoses laying around here. So I got a bunch of fittings, I got a reel, I got some PEX. Now this stuff, it's made in America, so I don't know if that's good or bad in the PEX world, but even though it's not supposed to be for air, boo-hoo, pressure's pressure. So right there, 100 psi at 180 Fahrenheit, 160 psi at 73, and 30, wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh no, yeah, the colder out it is, the more it can handle, to a point, right? If you froze it solid, it might be weaker. 80 psi at 200, well, my compressor runs 120. So as long as it stays, you know, probably 150-ish, that should be fine. I don't know if it's linear or not, but worst case, it splits and sends air everywhere or disintegrates and kills me. Either way, we'll try it out. And if it doesn't work, we'll get nicer tubes. What are you doing? Yeah, there you go. There's another pellet. Put it in the box. That's a good job. We'll see how many he'll actually do before he gets bored. Nerd. Yeah, got some things around while the dome camera battery charged. So I took the rollers off and attached them to the edge of the garage door. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of pressure tension stuff on there, so I think that'll be good. I had to drill an extra hole for it. It's okay. And up there, I've got wood screwed into the joists, and I made a template of this so I can pre-drill for these old leg bolts hanging around, and we'll want to put it up so this side will go to that side, so the downward is as vertical as possible. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that's going to rub on this thing. I might have to move this to this side. Yeah, it'll be angled, but that's okay. We need to make sure that hose doesn't rub on stuff. So this might get moved, but it's no big deal. We can do that at the end. It needs a tip. All right, round two. It's got a tip on it this time. I don't hear any leaks. It hasn't killed me. I'll put my face right next to it. No leaks there that I can hear. Seems fine. So,
it's on?
Yeah, it's all hooked up. The compressor's not on. Oh, somebody fell over out in the yard. Oh, it's so quiet. I love it. Perfect. This is going to work great. So air setup's done, barbecue's together. I think I'm running out of excuses and I can finally start working on the car again. Okay, kids playing with the cardboard box. Nothing's exploded. And I want to see if this goes far enough for me to do car tires with it without having to add an extension. figure something out. Uh-oh. What are you doing in there? You're crazy. Be careful.
Got squished.
Yeah, I can feel car tires. Well, there's been a disaster, so I'm going to move the roller back to where it's supposed to be, and I'll have to get a second one if I want one down here, because it got off of its rocker and it did this to me. So if I'll just have to get it back up on the spool, and I'll move this there, so that'll keep it in between where it's supposed to be. This is maybe a little too ambitious, so I'll look for another set of rollers to mount up here, maybe figure out a way to make it more rigid.